What's up, guys? It's time for me to dive into my 2022 NBA playoff predictions. Let's start off with the Western Conference. We got the Phoenix Suns taking on the Pelicans. Folks, I got the Suns in 6. New Orleans is extremely fortunate that they got the 8th seed in the Western Conference. The Clippers were a much better team in the regular season. Unfortunately, Paul George tested positive for COVID the day of the play-in tournament. Phoenix has been the best team in basketball. I expect them to win this matchup fairly easily. Let's go to the 2-7 matchup. We got the Grizzlies taking on the Timberwolves. There have been some crazy moments during these Timberwolves games. We saw a guy that was friends with Karl Anthony Towns get his hair cut in the first row. Last week, Patrick Beverley and D'Angelo Russell started celebrating after they won the play-in tournament. It looked like they won the championship. Minnesota hasn't been to the playoffs in a while, but I expect Memphis to win this matchup. The Grizzlies went 20-2 without Ja Morant. And this team is much better when Ja is playing. Give me the Grizzlies in 6 games. Next up, we got the Golden State Warriors taking on the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic may very well win back-to-back MVPs, but give me Golden State in 6. They have championship pedigree. I thought this team would be a top 4 seed in the Western Conference coming into the season. Early on, they looked like the team to beat. The West looked like a 2-team race between Phoenix and Golden State, and I would not be shocked if the Golden State Warriors win the championship. Next up, we got the Mavericks taking on the Jazz. Luka Doncic is banged up, and I am definitely concerned that this could affect my pick, because Utah is a solid team. They've had their struggles in the postseason. I'm still going to give Dallas the edge, but my pick hinges on Luka's health. If he's healthy, Dallas will win. If he's not, Utah will probably pull it out. I got the Mavs in 6. Let's shift our attention over to the East. In our 1-8 matchup, we got the Miami Heat taking on the Atlanta Hawks. No disrespect to Trae Young, but I got the Miami Heat in 4 games. In the 2-7 matchup, we have a matchup for the ages. We have the Celtics taking on the Nets. Kyrie Irving has beef with the Celtics fans, and I'm here for it. This is a guy that said he would stay in Boston, and then he decided to pack his bags and go to Brooklyn. I'm all for the beef. Last year, in the postseason, he received nothing but boos. He thought it would be a fun idea to step on Lucky the Leprechaun. We're not taking any of his BS. This will be an absolute bloodbath, a drag-out 7-game series. KD is easily the best player on the court, but Jason Tatum has been nothing short of sensational. I love what Ime Udoka has done with this team. Boston has the deeper team. They have the more consistent starting 5. Better defense, home court advantage. I think this series goes 7 and the Celtics pull it out. Next up, we got the Bucks taking on the Bulls. Unfortunately, Chicago doesn't have much of a shot. DeMar DeRozan has struggled in the playoffs, and this has been a completely different team without Lonzo Ball. The champs will sweep Chicago in the first round. In our 4-5 matchup, we got the Sixers taking on the Raptors. Last year, the last time these two teams met in the finals, in the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard hit the shot of shots that ended Jimmy Butler's time in Philadelphia and ultimately was the reason why the Raptors won the 2019 NBA Finals. This matchup doesn't have those implications, but I expect Philly to win. James Harden has struggled in the playoffs Embiid has struggled as well, but they should get by the Raptors. Toronto doesn't have a star. Give me Philly in 6 games. Let's go to the second round matchups. We got the Mavericks taking on the Suns. Phoenix should win this thing in 5. They have a deeper team. Like I said before, the Mavs are way too Luka reliant. Give me Phoenix going to the Western Conference Finals against the winner of the Grizzlies and Golden State. Unfortunately for Memphis, they've had a great season. It looked like they were poised to go to their second Western Conference Finals, but that will not be the case. I will not bet against the Golden State Warriors in this matchup. They've been there and done that. Give me Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. Let's shift our attention back over to the East. We got Miami taking on Philly. I'm going to go with the Heat in 7. Is the Heat in 6? Jimmy Butler has some tricks up his sleeve. He used to play for the 76ers. Doc Rivers has had his playoff struggles. Like I said before, James Harden isn't a guy that I trust with the money and the chips on the table. I think Heat culture, led by Eric Spoelstra, will prevail. Miami gets a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. On the other side, in the next matchup, we got Milwaukee taking on Boston. Unfortunately, I think the Celtics get knocked out by the champs. I love the way the Celtics were able to turn around their season. They were 23-24 outside of the play-in tournament. It looked like they were headed for a long, hard off-season. But this team found a way to rally together and ultimately become the hottest team in basketball during the second half of the year. Unfortunately, they don't have the experience in order to win this matchup. I think Milwaukee wins in 6. However, this is something for my team to build off moving forward. No one expected them to be here. Give me the Bucks in 6. Now let's dive in to the conference finals matchups. We got the Suns taking on Golden State. Unfortunately, this is where I think things end for the Warriors. CP3 will get back to the finals. This team reminds me of the 2014 San Antonio Spurs. During that season, the Spurs were doubted before the year. Yeah, your trip to the finals was a fluke. Who cares about the Ray Allen shot? You were lucky that Russell Westbrook went down and KD lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. You were able to sweep that team and ultimately lose to Miami. You can't do that again. And they took it personally and ended up winning the NBA Finals. I believe Phoenix is poised to go back to the finals once again. And on the other side, I think we get a rematch. Milwaukee beats Miami. They swept them last year. Giannis is just on another level. He's the best player in basketball, and he can turn it on whenever he wants. So in a rematch of last year's finals between the Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee Bucks, I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns in 7 games. This time around, Phoenix will finally close the basketball games they need to in order to win. Last year in Game 4, CP3 melted under pressure. Milwaukee ended up winning that game by 4 points. In Game 5, Phoenix had a 19-point lead. It looked like Game 5 was going to be a wrap. Milwaukee stormed back, took a huge lead. Phoenix was able to cut it down to 1 with 39 seconds left, but they couldn't get the job done. And in Game 6, they only lost by 7. We're down by 4 points with a minute to go. Phoenix will find a way to get the job done. They have the better head coach. They have a deeper roster. This team was an all-time great team this year. And for the second straight year in a row, I can't believe they didn't have any MVP candidates. CP3 should have won the MVP last year. He turned around a team that was the 10th seed in the Western Conference. Coming into the season, everyone counted out Phoenix. They said, well, if AD didn't go down, they wouldn't have won. If Jamal Murray didn't go down in the second round, they wouldn't have swept the Nuggets. If Kawhi didn't go down in the conference finals, they wouldn't have got to the finals. And Phoenix was able to overcome all of that to get the number 1 seed in the NBA. I think the Suns will go and finally win the championship. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys.